Hi everybody, Mallory here with VIVA GLAM magazine, and I'm here today with Candace Kita. Candace, the summer season is upon us. What safety tips do you have to offer people for the summer season?
Well, first off, I think that summer is a time when everybody's out and about, and you're outdoors more than you are indoors. And whether you're hiking or you're biking or you're out just with friends, I think it's really important to remember that there's always safety in numbers. Mm-hmm. So rather than going hiking by yourself or walking by yourself or maybe biking by yourself, it's better to take a girlfriend or even, use it as time to really catch up with all your girlfriends. Just make it a fun event. And then also I think it's important that because, and sometimes it's hotter outside, that a lot of times we have a tendency to want to go hiking or biking or walking early in the morning or late at night. And so it's always, remember, especially at nighttime, to really go with somebody and don't go by yourself. And another thing is I think it's really important to, I make the same mistake too, is I wear, earphones and I listen to music while I go hiking. Listening to music and not being aware of your surroundings can be potentially dangerous. And so I'd always encourage you rather to really be aware of what's going on around you rather than, being caught up in your cell phone, walking somewhere and not paying attention to your surroundings.
So in the summer, we're in our cars a lot too.
Yeah.
So what can you recommend for car safety?
Well, that's a really good question, Mal. Actually, I'm going back to summer again. Because it's warmer outside, we have a tendency to roll down the windows. And I know I do this, I don't know if you do it, but a lot of times I'll go to the grocery store, I'll sit in the parking lot, and I'll be like, oh, I need to check my email. So I roll down the windows, and the car is unlocked, and I'm sitting there, once again, preoccupied and focused in on something other than what's directly around me. I think it's really important to take the time to roll up the window, put on the air, lock your door, and wait those 5 or 10 minutes until you get home to be able to check your email, call somebody, text, or whatever you're going to do. I think those moments are really crucial because that's a time when somebody who is potentially predatory can see you in a parking lot and see you as a potential victim.
More people travel now than ever before.
Mm-hmm.
What tips do you have to travelers to stay safe?
Well, especially I think as a woman, a young woman, if you're traveling by yourself, it's really important to keep your information safe. And there are some quick and easy, simple rules to follow. For example, one is whenever you get your ticket, your name is on the ticket. So instead of holding it out, I simply just hold it in next to me. So my boarding pass and my ticket are here so people can't read my name. And then also on your baggage, for me, what I do is I get the baggage tags that are not open. You can buy them where they have an enclosure. So you literally need to open the baggage ticket to see the name and the address and the phone number. A lot of times what I do too is I put my partner who is male, I put his name with a phone number on there as opposed to my name, which is female. So there are certain ways you can make sure that when you're traveling, if somebody is sitting next to you, as close as Mallory and I are sitting next to each other, that we can't see each other's personal information.
Also, so if you're sitting down and somebody comes down and sits next to you and they're making you a little uncomfortable, how do you recommend getting out of a situation like that?
That's a great question. I use technology personally, and that's a great example. Say you're waiting at a train station, if you happen to be taking an Amtrak, and somebody is sitting next to you and making you very uncomfortable. A lot of times what I do is I simply just pick up my cell phone and say, excuse me, I've got to make a call, and I leave. I usually try to make up some polite excuse not to offend the other person, but a reason why I have to go. I'm expecting a phone call. I have to make a phone call. I have to go meet somebody and just politely get up and go. I think that there are easy ways to make that uncomfortability of feeling like you have to listen to somebody when you really don't want to, a way to just get out.
Mm-hmm. Overall, across all topics of safety, what do you think the most important thing to remember is?
It's a really good question. I would say, and I cannot emphasize this enough, that for safety on the whole, the most important thing is to be aware. Because quite often I don't know about you, but I'm quite often stuck in my head, and I'm thinking about the next 2 or 3 things that I have to do throughout the day, and I'm not really paying attention. I am preoccupied with what's going on in the future rather than what's going on right around me. And so I think for everybody, whether it be a woman or a man, to really be aware of where you are, especially if you're out in public, but even when you're at home too, to listen for noises, to watch people's subtle social cues. If somebody makes you feel uncomfortable, there's a good chance or a reason behind it as to why what they're thinking. And so if somebody makes you uncomfortable, I wouldn't even second guess it. I would try to stay away from that person, and to be just consciously aware in parking lots, in restaurants, at nighttime, when you're by yourself, when you're traveling. I think that just making that important and in the forefront of your mind is one of the most important things that you could do.
Well, thank you so much, Candace. If you guys want to follow up with Candace more and learn more safety tips, make sure you go to CandaceKita.com. And I hope you guys can apply these tips this summer.